So at the time of shooting this video, it's Halloween. Paid a lot of money for those special effects, and I thought it was a great time for you to deal with your phobia of creepy crawly. Hi, I'm Christopher Paul Jones, the breakthrough expert. And as I said at the time of making this video, it's Halloween. Now I know what you're saying. You're going around YouTube going, you're crazy, it's coming up to Christmas or Easter or whatever. That's the joy of YouTube. But at the time of making this, it's Halloween and it's kind of spooky and I got a nice spooky location. So as I said, great time to deal with your creepy crawly phobia. Now what I'm going to do in today's video is look at different areas. So I'm going to look at the different areas you need to have, the different things you need to do with your thoughts, with your feelings, with the imagery you make in order to be phobic, in order to have this fear of creepy crawlies. We have to do certain things with our thoughts. We have to do certain things with the images we make in our mind. We have to do certain things with our feelings, with our posture, with our breathing. Now, if you change any one of those or enough of those sufficiently, it will change how you feel. Now, in other videos, I go into much more detail into each of these areas of various techniques and processes. So please have a look around the channel for other tips. But I'm going to go through each section very quickly and give you a little tip, a little thing you can try and see how it works for your fear of creepy crawlies. So what's the first thing you have to do in order to be scared, in order to have a fear of these creepy crawlies? I'm probably going to use the term spiders from here on in, but just insert whatever word it is for you. So, what do you need to do in order to be phobic of spiders? What do I need to believe to link fear to this thing? Do I need to believe it's harmful? What is it? And it probably won't be logical. Just go with whatever it is and write it down. What do I believe in order to be scared of this? And once you've done that for a while, once you've explored that, ask yourself, how true is that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how true really is that belief? How likely is this thing I think might happen to actually happen statistically? And just ask yourself that. Now, very often you might know this. You go, well, I know it's illogical, but it's worth just noting that. Of course, the other thing people often do is go, no, I'm dead right. It is completely, it's dangerous and I believe it is. And here's one news story from 3 years ago that backs up my belief. Because we look for the evidence often that backs up our belief. So it's worth finding someone who has the exact opposite belief. So if you were to find someone who is an animal handler, who works in an exotic pet shop, for example, how do they think? What do they believe about it? They would have to believe something different in order to get joy from it, to get satisfaction from it. Now, of course, very often as human beings, if we have a belief, someone has the polar opposite belief, we tend to go, well, they're clearly wrong. They're clearly insane. I'm right, here's my justification. But it's worth exploring it. It's worth getting another perspective, another viewpoint, just to get that insight. Just go, okay, well, you know, how true is it really? And if you can't find someone, if you don't know anyone that has the opposite belief, it's worth maybe watching, I don't know, the Discovery Channel, a documentary with one of these people, and notice how do they talk differently? What kind of language do they use? They probably talk in a very different way than you do. So it's worth exploring that anyway. It's one way of exploring, one small way of exploring those beliefs and just challenging them, bringing them to your awareness and just giving them a slight challenge and just going, oh, okay, how true is that? Now, there's certain techniques you can do to reduce this belief as well, which I cover on other videos. Now, next section, think about now. In order to be scared, very often what we do, we make these pictures very vivid in our mind. We make them bright and we have them rushing towards us. And so often when people come to me with a phobia of spiders, they go, I have a phobia. Oh, I saw a spider in the bath the other day. And I live in England, and certainly with my English clients, but I think even in Australia, even in America, they don't get that big, maybe even not in the Amazon. So realistically, the biggest spider you get in England is like that. But we make it big, we make it grand. That's how we scare ourselves. Now, of course, if we make positive images big, bright and grand, they become more compelling, they become more interesting. But when we do it with our fears, they have more of a grip on us. So what I want you to do is notice, what do you picture when you think about that fear? When you think about that thing you're scared of, that animal, that spider, what do you picture in your mind? I just want you to push it off, make it small, make it black and white, drop it into the ground. Again, bring it back. Find that image, make it small, black and white, push it into the ground. And just keep doing that. And you'll find that will often lessen the impact it has on you, till it becomes a tiny dot. Another thing you can do with those images is what would happen next time you see that spider, that creepy crawly, if you imagine yourself as the creepy crawly looking up at this big, giant creature luring down on them. If you went down and took the perception of that creepy crawly, of that spider, how would that change your thoughts and feelings about it? Another thing you can do to change the images is play with it. Add some comedy music. What would happen if you added some comedy music? Or you imagine that spider on roller skates, or with a top hat, having a little dance. How would that change the links, those images in your mind? And just practice at home. Take as long as you need. You can pause the video, just practice that. And now I want you to come on to the feelings. So the breathing. How do you need to breathe in order to be scared? Normally it's tight and in your chest, but where is it for you? What would happen if your breathing was slower? And you breathed in your stomach. And you took slow, deep breaths. And at the same time, you made that picture small and black and white. And you added some comedy music. And you challenged those beliefs in your head. And now finally, I want you to come on to those feelings. How do you feel when you're phobic, when you're scared? Is it a tense feeling? Is it in your chest? Is it butterflies? What is it for you? Now, if it's a tense feeling, what I want you to do is imagine your favorite color. And just beam in your favorite color into that tense feeling. And then just imagine it. If it's tense, say, just imagine it unraveling with your favorite color, going in the opposite direction, kind of going out. And just practice that. And loop all those together now. So imagine changing the images, changing some tunes, adding some comedy music, changing the perspective, challenging those beliefs, moving your body, moving your breathing, unraveling the feelings, changing the direction of your feelings. And notice how that changes your perception now. So let me know how you get on with that. Please leave a comment below. If you want further help with letting go of your phobia, then please download my free complimentary breakthrough kits. I say they're free for the time being. They come with hypnotic audios and guidebooks to really help you reduce that phobia and help you get back the life you want. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more of these videos. Until next time, I'm Christopher Paul Jones.